MotoGP leaves Motegi, Japan and heads down under. It's round 17 of the 2024 season and we're here at Phillip Island for the Australian Grand Prix. Hello everybody, welcome to a delayed first free practice session. Sorry about that little numbering mix-up. But this should be quite interesting because we've got a wet session, a delayed session, as things currently stand here in Phillip Island. 45 minutes on the clock, ready to get going. The safety car is out on the circuit. Official information from race control is session delayed due to track conditions. Alongside me in the commentary box is Megan Burge, and usually for a practice session. And this is the reason why. First of all, hello Megan, how are you doing? You doing okay?
Not really.
No, I think we all expecting to be out here by about 1:30, but session delayed.
Yeah, though I'm not very happy for a different reason. Because on one leg I have 5 mosquito bites and the other I have 1.
Now, just take a look at the conditions on board with the safety car right now as well. There's a lot of standing water, there's a lot of heavy rain that's set in. Do you reckon that this session could even start if it does go ahead?
It might not. I mean, it still looks like there's rain in the air.
Yeah, it's not looking that great. It's just the camera that's on the laptop here as well. Start-finish straight is completely washed out as well, which is great. A lot of standing water over the top of the film. Downhill and towards turn 1 as well. You can see a lot of it. And I've just realised a problem that I haven't solved yet, so I will solve in a second. But yeah, so Megan's with me in the commentary box because she's going to be doing the majority of the talking if this session starts. For those that don't know, I wasn't on the broadcast last week for NASCAR. I've had major surgery in the past 2 weeks, facial surgery as well, because after Brands Hatch, where if you're watching our touring car coverage and our coverage in Japan, if you join us on JBMotorsports 2 for that Japanese Grand Prix weekend, you might remember I had a cyst on my tooth, an abscess. Well, that grew into a lot of pain Sunday night. It grew into having to be taken to hospital, and it grew into the size of a baseball bat in my mouth.
It really did. We have the pictures.
Yes, and it was the largest, more information in 20 minutes, we're being told by race control.
Oh, yay.
So it was the largest cyst they'd actually seen on a face any of the doctors operating me on. So that was terrifying.
And these doctors, I think, had at least 10 years experience.
Yeah, they've had at least 10 years experience, yeah. So I had 3 teeth extracted, 2 wisdom teeth at the back and the front molar. So it hasn't affected my smile, but it is affecting my speech. So that's why I'm on a slightly reduced schedule this weekend. I'm still here for all the MotoGP. Megan's going to join me for all the sessions. And then I'm stepping back from practice of American Grand Prix Formula 1. And then we'll see if I come back for the...
for the...
sprint sessions.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, and I'm back on for the sprint race and the Grand Prix. The qualifyings are here and there and everywhere.
Put this more towards you because it's making my bites sting a lot.
Well, I'll turn the heat down then because that's going to boil me. So yes, that's basically what I've been up to. So I've had surgery. So I'm actually still slightly... That was, what, a week ago?
You came out of hospital a week ago.
Yeah.
Well, technically, now it's Friday for us, so you came out of hospital a week and a day ago, and surgery was a week and 2 days ago.
Yeah. And I've got a...
out of hospital next day.
I've got a...
They were really impressed with this recovery.
Yeah, it burst my cheeks. It was actually... I could have died. I could have died. They said I could have died.
Basically just poison seeping into
Yeah,
the
if it was
blood.
left another day, I would have died. Because it was already entering the blood, you see. It burst at the top of my cheek, so the head's being flooded.
That's why you were having so much pain.
That's why I was in so much pain, yes. So I've got a stitch at the top of my mouth as well, which is making it very difficult to talk.
You want to talk like a ventriloquist?
Yes, I do. So I'm still sort of half paralysed on one side of the face still. It's not a nice feeling. So if I sound slurred or if I sound a bit off this weekend, you know why. It's a 5-week recovery programme. I'm in week 2. And I've fought to be in the commentary box.
They originally thought it would be 5 months.
With facial drains, yeah. First thing I did when I woke up from surgery was say, can I have a mirror? Because I wanted to see if they fit me with a facial drain.
You responded really well to the antibiotics.
I did. More information at 11:10, we're being told. It's 10:51 at the current time over here
Oh, yay.
in Australia. Here in the UK, it's 12:51
It's
a.m.
still pouring it down.
It is a lot of rain out there, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm going to look up for the island weather.
Yeah, there's a lot of rain. So, yes, that's my story. So, I had surgery. First time in my life I was put under. First time I had surgery. And I was a bit nervous, a bit scared, obviously. But it all went brilliantly. Hull Royal Infirmary. Best doctors, best staff. I loved it. They were, and not one point did I feel scared. They are a true professional team. Speaking of a man who might have to go under surgery, Fabio Di Giannantonio was confirmed that after the Thai Grand Prix, he's going to go under the knife for shoulder surgery. He will miss the last 2 races of the year in Malaysia, and he'll miss the Valencia Grand Prix as well. Judging by this, Megan, we might miss this race as well. It just won't stop. And Megan says it's not going to stop raining now until after the lunch break, and it's going to get heavy this afternoon. So we've had the Moto 3 and the Moto 2 practice session. Moto 2...
It's raining all day.
Yeah, Moto 3 was damp. Moto 2, the rain got heavier, and it's got heavy now in Moto GP. Do you reckon we'll actually have today at all by this standings?
I don't think this will happen, given in the next hour, so, like in 10 minutes, it's like thunder and lightning. They're not going to allow that to happen.
Yeah, that's a similar thing to what I'm thinking right now up here in the commentary box. So we are sort of, at the moment, at a standstill as to what's going to happen. I don't know about you, but I've only got hearing in one side of my ear.
I don't know, I only used one side.
So I'm just fiddling with... Ah, there we go. Just fiddling with some knobs on the desk. Agostini, ultimate legend, won more world championships than anybody else in Valentino Rossi. 15 world titles for that man there up now in the commentary box. What's happening to my... Volume, there we go.
Hold on.
There we go. Something was on there. I haven't used my headset in over a week, in over 2 weeks, remember, so it's probably something to do with that.
Out of whack.
Yeah, something is out of whack actually a little bit on that front. I always redo it. Maybe that works. There we go. There we are. Yeah, something was out of whack with that. So, session delayed on track conditions. More information is at 11:10, I'm being told. That's what we've got up here in the commentary box. So
Fast forward to the future, 11:10. Well, it's still raining and now it's lightning.
I don't think we're going to get this one going. It's easy, to be honest with you, it's easier to cancel a free practice one session now and give us an hour and a half later on.
Yeah.
If they want to do that, or in my opinion, the hour for the practice would just be enough later on today.
Yeah. So it'll still be raining then.
Yeah, which is why I might think what we saw in Qatar might happen. I don't know if you remember Qatar, where it rained in practice.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So around this time it is.
Well, in that case, then what they might do is move this afternoon session to a 45-minute free practice session. And then they might make tomorrow morning's 30-minute free practice to the practice session and make it 45 minutes, i.e. what we saw in Qatar. So if you remember way back to the opening race of the year, when we had similar weather conditions on the opening day, that could be an option where we could run the practice hour to decide Q1 and Q2 tomorrow morning right before qualifying. And then just make practice a free this afternoon session the free practice too.
Yeah.
Race direction will give further update at 11:10.
Can they stop telling us that?
No, that's what we've got up here from the stewards.
Like, we know! How about you actually give us the information?
Pecco Bagnaia watching on. There's Maverick Vinales as well.
Why does he look traumatised?
Wouldn't you be? Sitting out there in the garage, waiting?
Yeah, but he looks like he's traumatised by something he's watching. Now he's smiling, okay? He's not
I wish
traumatised.
that monitor would stop flashing blue at us.
Yeah, it's annoying me.
That's our com cam at the moment. It's fine on that monitor there, so just watch that one. It must be a dodgy power lead or something. I'll reset it later. Even if it does stop raining, which the weather forecast doesn't say it does, there's an awful lot of standing water on that circuit, and Phillip Island's just been resurfaced in many places. And
They're all going to crash.
do you remember? Oh no, you weren't with us last year in Australia, were you? It was out of memories. You gave Australia up last year.
I wish I'd give this one.
Well, do you remember the sprint race got cancelled because they moved the Grand Prix to Saturday, and they moved the sprint race to Sunday, and they had to cancel the sprint race on Sunday due to the weather conditions. It got so bad. So yeah. Hello to iFan. Hello to Dimas. Says good morning from Indonesia. Good morning to you. Mike Caswell from Ford DS. And SHT says hi guys. Hi SHT. Nice to see you back. For everyone who was wondering where the Japanese Grand Prix coverage was, that was on JBMotorsports 2, and we are going to upload it to JBMotorsports and premiere it, so don't worry. Well, Di Giannantonio will be missing out on 2 races this season. Yeah, we talked about that. Nice segue from one surgery victim to the other. Do you know, I wanted to put this microphone on the other side because it was lagging a bit. You'll have to remind me to do that for this afternoon session.
I'll try.
Lorenzo Savadori, the track house, replacing Miguel Oliveira. He's as much track time as he can possibly get. He's not getting it, sadly. It's nice to actually have you in...
doesn't want to comply.
That is true. It's nice to actually have you be in the same commentary box because we weren't in Japan. I was in London. In pain.
Yeah, it's very odd.
Yeah. And to have you here for a practice session. But that's only because I'm walking wounded. And I've done most of the talking, by the way. What are you figuring out?
How long we have been in the same commentary box for?
2 weeks. Maybe 3. What was the race for Japan? Indonesia. There you go. So we get more information in 12 minutes. Do you reckon it'll be a session cancelled?
I kind of hope it is.
It's too wet out
Because
there.
otherwise they're just wasting their own time.
It is very wet out there. They could have announced this before we actually got up. And
Yeah. It's not going to stop. And if it does stop, it's just going to start lightning. And then they can't do anything about that. It's going to lightning for ages too.
yeah, look at the latest weather radar that's over the circuit as well. You can see the randomness coming in, and you can see more that's coming in this afternoon as well. So,
Because
yeah.
I think even around that area, there's been a lot of weather distortion at the moment.
Jano Bidgemere on Twitter saying, why do we keep coming here in October? Well, it's supposed to be getting towards the summer, isn't it? What's the weather forecast over there in Australia anyway? This is where
Apparently raining.
This is where we need our resident Australian, Maddie Patterson. Unfortunately, Maddie is in Jerez this weekend.
Of all the weekends.
I know. Yeah, Maddie's been so
When
busy.
has been last week?
Maddie has been so busy recently. She hasn't been on the MotoGP coverage a lot. But our resident Australian, Maddie Patterson, is in Jerez for the final of the WCR Championship, where I wish I was, and where Julia wishes she was as well, because it's a massive party, and we all want to be at the party on Sunday night. So that's really annoying. We can't be there.
Well, you cannot have solid foods. Like that's
No, that's another thing. I'm on liquid diet as well.
Yeah.
However, I'm relieved I can suck cheese and crisps.
Yeah. Just lick all the flavour off.
Yeah. God, it's driving me up the bloody wall, that as well. If you want to know what's one thing to have bad, soft food. But then you realise how much soft food there actually is, so you don't get that bad.
You were so happy when you got to have a chip earlier because it's the first time we've had
yeah.
anyone's had any chips in like a week.
Yeah. Proper soft, nice chip. But because kind of salt, you kind of vinegar. Because it gets in the wound.
Yeah, well,
But
salt was all over my dinner.
But I have to wash my mouth out with salt.
Yeah, that's weird.
Still haven't been able to fully clean my teeth properly. That's what the mouthwash is for. And I've got this little toothbrush you have to slowly go over. But it's so painful. And yesterday was my first day without any painkillers. Didn't take any painkillers yesterday.
Yeah, I got really annoyed at Joshua when he didn't take his painkillers on time once. I was just like, take your painkillers. He was just like, I'm not in pain. I was just like, you will be.
I'll tell you one thing though.
Hour later he was.
I was in pain. Yeah, but it's getting easier. I just can't smile or laugh and
Do anything with your face.
to be honest with you, it's the voice I'm worried about because this took a tube down my throat. Because I wasn't on done, they breathed for me. So they took a chew done with that, and when I did it, apparently I vomited. Don't remember that, obviously. Seagulls. And the rain's getting heavy now, Megan, as we watch the safety car going into turn 1. You can see the aquaplane. This session is not going to start at all, is it?
No, it is not.
It's a fine film over the circuit now.
If a four-wheeled vehicle is having to go carefully on a track, I don't think a two-wheeled vehicle is going to do any better.
And you might remember Philip Island from the races we've covered before, because I know you missed it last year, but you did it the year before and the year before that. It's a fast-flowing circuit, and down into turn 1. You see crashes there in the dry.
I could see a crash happening there.
Yeah, that's coming out of Stoner Corner at turn 3, and then down into turn 4. A Honda, it's not Leaky Heights, that's down turn 11. This is Honda hairpin coming into it. But there's a lot of standing water out in this circuit, and the rain is continuing to lash down. So, yeah.
Anyone tell I'm tired?
Well, looking at this, I would say we might not even get to 10 past.
Well, we've got 8 minutes until 10 past. Then we can see whether we're being tortured or not.
Considering this is a free practice session, we've got the lunch break after this. They're going to wait a while. They would do. But judging it's a free practice session, not a crucial one, I'd say lose it.
Yeah, just let it go.
I'd lose it and focus on their own stopping and getting the track clear. But it is lashing it down now. This is right decision, by the way. Absolutely. The amount of rain, it's biblical out there. But if this was during a race, Megan, it would be red flag situation immediately. And the safety car's leaving lines coming over Leaky Heights.
Exactly. Do you know what I think is a really good idea?
Aquaplaning safety car. He went wide. The rear stepped out.
If over the tracks there was like built-in domes for when, like, big umbrellas
There, it
for
snaps.
it.
Yeah. Okay, so sector 4 as well as... Look at the bloody water in sector 4, my goodness me. Coming into the pit lane. If the safety car is aquaplaning coming into the pit lane, then you know we're not going to get started anytime soon.
Yep.
Seagulls. Every time I see seagulls, I'm just reminded of that bad lip reading with Yoda. Seagulls, stop it now.
I remember that.
Can't smile. Just can't smile. It really hurts. Race is cancelled, says Andrex as well. Hello to Raka, says hello Josh, good morning from Indonesia. Good morning, all our Indonesian fans. Absolutely love to have you back on as well here on the main channel after having the Japanese Grand Prix on JBMotorsports too.
On the night of his surgery, we tortured him because we made him laugh.
Yeah, after my surgery, I FaceTimed the family as well because I was in holiday in Grimsby. And they were making me laugh. I was like, I've just had major surgery. Can you not make me laugh?
Laughter's the best medicine.
Not when you've got stitches in your face.
Also, I keep just walking past this room with food that I can eat and he can't. And it's not on purpose, at least it wasn't originally. And he just gets so annoyed. Oh, and then the night of him coming back from surgery, or was it the night after?
Hey, John, one thing I actually spent my own money on.
What?
I bought a thing of Ovaltine and 2 packets of bourbons so I can dip and eat. And tell you what, I've gone through the 2 packets of bourbons already. I've got to buy a third pack.
You have some in the cupboard.
No. They are caramel.
Well, Instagram was torturing him as well.
Oh, yeah. I love cooking. And it was just showing me good food.
Yeah, you also got a dental advert too.
Oh. TV pictures.
I'm guessing this is a them problem.
There we go, yeah. TV pictures went off.
5 minutes. 5-minute warning.
That must be a them problem, considering the fact that my television wouldn't have turned off. It's playing something.
Yeah, and besides, even when it wasn't playing something last week, it just stayed.
That man's got a pasty. I hate that man. I didn't see who it was. It looked like a rider in leathers, but they all come here in leathers anyway. And riders don't tend to be pasties.
Free time.
I wish Maddie was here right now. I know, I'm glad of your company, but resident Australian.
Should make you laugh.
Oh, no, oh, she would actually. Look, that one as well.
Your stitches are glad of it.
Yeah. Maddie, I'm trying to... Julia hopefully will be with us some point for the end of the season. Either she'll join us for Indonesia or Malaysia, and then probably Maddie will join us in Malaysia. So that'd be nice. Have her in the box for that race. SHT says 12 months ago here in Phillip Island, a beautiful race for Johann Zarco, getting his first ever Premier Class Grand Prix win. That was wonderful on the Saturday. It was a great race, actually. And the right decision to move the main race from the Sunday to the Saturday, because the Sunday, which became the Tissot Sprint, got cancelled. So, yeah. I'll update in 4 minutes, by the way, but I think it's going to be session is cancelled. So we might get out of here a bit earlier.
Ooh, more sleep.
Worried, actually, because that means it might mean a new schedule.
More sleep.
Yeah, don't know about that. How frustrating is it for the riders, though, just to sit around doing nothing? It's frustrating for us who've been in the commentary box trying to think of things to say, but...
Frustrating when I haven't slept.
I got 2 hours, only because you forced me to.
Yes, because you need rest, because you're only a week out from surgery.
I shouldn't even be here. This should be all yours.
True.
Bet you're glad I am now, though.
Yes, because I'm sleepy. And suddenly I really want a cup of tea.
It's the fire.
And yet, do you know what else I want?
Never turn... Lightning. There's the lightning. Do you see it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's lightning now. There it is
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, that ain't starting now.
Oh, and TV pictures have gone again.
That's definitely a them problem.
Yeah. And there it goes again. So...
The lightning's hitting in succession.
Yeah, so the lightning's hitting the track, and it's... There we go, picture's back now. So...
I think whatever decision they've just made is going to have to be confirmed.
Well, we had a situation a couple of years ago where it blew out the... a lightning bolt blew out the computer systems.
Why do I want that to happen? Not to us. It's them.
I've only just got back in this commentary box, thank you very much. I've been away for 2 weeks.
I wouldn't mind getting
Race
another
direction,
spot.
further update at 11:30. So 20 more minutes to wait. That's the end of the session, by the way. So we have to wait until 11:20. Session delayed due to track conditions. More information at 11:30 local time. That's in 20 minutes.
Okay, it's lightning. Why don't you just say it's over?
They've got a duty to see if they can try.
They've got a duty to not waste people's time.
I must admit, it is getting a bit silly, all this. It's clear for us all to see that this is going to be a read it and done it.
Yeah, who's making the decision of saying, it's like, do you know what? Let's check back in 20 minutes. It might have cleared by then. I'm sorry, but the track wouldn't even got a millimetre clearer by then. Even if it did magically stop raining. And lightning. Which, by the way, you cannot put the bikes out there while it's lightning. Guess what it's going to do? Lightning for the next 3 hours.
Yeah, that'll clear out the rest of the day as well until the afternoon, until the evening. Oh, yeah, not great. You'll hear more of hospital chat, by the way, in the F1 practice session. Actually, you've got a lot to talk about in that.
Do I?
Further update is at 11:30. That's just come through from the stewards. Yeah.
Right. Who's making this decision of 11:30?
Don't know.
I want to find them and force them to a window and say, see that? That is not a track that's going to be clear in 20 minutes.
Taka Nakagami is watching on. I'm gonna buzz Simon after this session and say, Simon, just get us on Discord link together, because if we were in another one of these this afternoon, I'd like a trackside report, please, from somebody. Simon Patterson is trackside, and we'll get all that information from him. There's another bolt of lightning that just hit the circuit as well. Watching on. There's another.
I feel like just going
Can you
to
hear the
sleep.
thunder in the background as well? And another. 3 bolts of lightning in a second. Please call Thor to stop the lightning.
We'll just bring more lightning.
Call Flash Gordon. Flash! Savior of the universe. Or Gordon Shudden at this point. It is wet out there. It is miserable. This is actually this is the worst I've seen Australia in a long time.
Who looks outside their window and thinks,
Why do we
acceptable?
Why do we keep coming here in October? Why don't we come here early on in the season in March?
Idiocy.
So what? It's spring right now?
Yes.
Yeah. It is. It's bolting down heavy now, wouldn't you say? You can hear it behind our headphones.
You can. Mine's down low enough that I can't.
Gigi Delineo watching on. Yeah, I would say at this point it's let's give up. Let's go for lunch. It's not going to improve. What is Pecco up to?
Thinking if this rain doesn't stop anytime soon, I'm going to take up a new career.
Pecco Bagnaia is talking to race control.
Maybe he's actually informing them, you see this? This is a track that we cannot race on.
Pecco Bagnaia is currently sat with an official from FIM and Dorna, and he is talking to the race director via a headset. What a wonderful idea. Get the riders' opinions on it.
So can you race in this? I don't think I can even walk in this.
I'm looking at puddles running across the start-finish straight and over the hill down to turn 1. I'm seeing empty grandstands at turn 1 as well because they've been evacuated. I'm seeing the media centre. That's not Hospitality Street, that's the media centre. I don't know that because I can see Simon Patterson behind. Give us away, Sam. Hello.
Surprised he's not drinking.
I spy a glass of champagne.
Oh, wait, no, there it is.
Simon's not one. They've got great... Simon said it's
Got
the
drinks everywhere.
best media centre, barista brewed coffee and banana bread.
Yay for coffee.
I must have been having a light dream as well because when you came in to wake me up, I was dreaming I was trackside in Australia with all my equipment.
Yeah, it's a good thing you're not.
Commentating, yeah. This is.
You'd probably be getting really good champagne.
I've had enough of wet weather and cold. I prefer my commentary box setup any day now. After what happened at Brands, prefer my box.
No, on Wednesday, I went outside for 30 minutes. There was a mosquito hanging around. I thought, okay, I'll just try and avoid it. This is why I don't go outside. I get bit.
Okay. I met Will Wood, by the way, at Brands. Don't know if I told you. I think I did.
I saw it.
Oh, yes, you did, yeah. No, you didn't. That was after we came off air. Yeah, and he walked up to us, cheekily saying, yeah, have you got a broadcast pass? I was like, I fell for it for a second. I was like, yeah, I've got it here. We're not actually live, but here's the pass.
I swear you were on the phone with me when that happened.
Possibly still was, yeah. Yeah, I think I would have still been...
Yeah, so I saw it.
I would have been plumbed in still, yeah. Yeah, we came off
I
air.
basically didn't leave this box that weekend.
Okay. TNT Sports are now showing delayed Grand Prix from last year, the last 14 laps of the race, the last half of the race.
Well, you see, that's the track conditions we should have.
What, bright sunshine and blue skies and all that lot?
Yeah.
We've had to turn the volume down, by the way, from the TNT because they're showing last year's race coverage, which I suppose makes sense, but how long we got? 15 minutes until the next one. I think we've got the Japanese Grand Prix sprint race loaded up somewhere. When did we go live for that? Was that on the parade lap? Or... No, hang on a minute. We can't show that because it's just you commentating. I'm on a train.
True.
So that's not the best. And the race is too long for the broadcast. So, thumbs up. Yay. That's great news, isn't it?
So it's when I rock in an hard place.
Yeah, we are. No wonder they're showing last year's Australian Grand Prix. Coming into it. Chat conditions aren't improving. Let's turn to Twitter, shall we? If you have any questions, get us in on the chat. Did you watch Bathurst? No, I was in hospital. It's a great excuse. No, I was in hospital. I didn't see it. Yeah, today's announcement, we met with Fury. It's not looking great.
Do you know, sometimes my bites can get really bad, and I really don't want these bites to get like that. Because in the past couple years,
There's signal up in
I've
the
had Skeeter syndrome twice.
Skeeter syndrome, what's that?
When a person is more allergic to mosquito saliva, which is mosquito bites, than the average person, and it can cause severe swelling, and it's like a whole other load of things, and I've had that twice, so I'm more sensitive to mosquito bites. Why do you think I go after them all the time? Because if I get that, like I have now, it's basically like someone is sewing without painkillers.
Okay, I get you. Just quickly, Loris Capirossi, who's driving the safety car this weekend as well, is about to top his first session in Estoril 2011 FP3. I remember that session as well. This is not going well. It is so wet out there. And by the way, I am going to change our camera here up in the comms box for one very good reason. Is the fact that we might actually have we might actually have TV pictures for a second as we come on. Just need to get to Twitter for it. So bear with us, and we should be with you in a second. Megs, just a quick one from you. Really, really interested in your opinion on the title fight at the moment. Who's going to get it, Bagnaia or Martin? Both of them seem at the moment not to want to do anything. Keep going down. Really, going Martin?
Yeah. I think it seems to swing a bit more his way this time around.
Compared to the two?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Give us a second, everybody.
Oh, also, the other day I got a really massive fly out here. Might have been a beetle. So I couldn't tell whether it had a stinger or not because it moved too quickly and it seemed to have a grudge against me.
Oh, I've just realised I plugged into the wrong audio thing. Sorry, hang on. There we go. There we go. Sorry, that's going to be a bit annoying in the background. Yeah, we've logged into Dorna's TV feed, basically, because if TNT aren't going to show it, we've plugged into the world feed now on one of our other monitors. Up here in the commentary box. Oh, Megan, look, it's a scarecrow. No, what is that?
A crow.
It's a crow.
No, a raven.
There we go. I've put us back on the bottom monitor now. Pedro Costa's watching. I've never in commentary had to turn on an additional TV feed for MotoGP before.
Now you have.
I've never had to do that before, but now we have. So yeah, we're watching the monitors right now. Well, nothing is happening. And look at the rain now, Megan. In front of Valais Sparga there. It's
still heavy.
It's like they just turned on the faucet. Is faucet an American word or British word? Turn on the tap. Faucet.
I genuinely don't know.
Sounds
I think it's American.
Faucet, yeah, could do.
But it sounds like a name we'd make up.
It sounds
but
too
I
British.
think we might have abandoned it.
It sounds too British, doesn't it? Faucet.
Hold on.
That's an interesting word. I wonder how many the Australians have taken as well. Back then in F1, we don't usually see drivers do their careers nearly or beyond 40s. Nowadays, we are seeing quite a few, like Fernando and Lewis. They still show they still got it. They really do. And I think MotoGP, it's Fawcett. Okay, Fawcett's American. I think even MotoGP, Valentino Rossi, we saw them into the 40s, didn't we?
Yeah.
He was 44 when he retired. Should have been 46. He's given up a lot now, though, as well. Next year's calendar, not doing so much. He can spend it with his wife and kids. Yeah, Pekka's just said call it.
Good.
He's not like that, call it.
Are you kidding me? I could have taken...
Oh, he's the final Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh.
Espresso.
Okay, it says here you can take antihistamines for adults every 12 hours. Well, every 8 to 12 hours. I've always been under the impression you can only take one a day. So I've been suffering because I took one at 8:30 in the morning.
Depends on the strength.
So I could have had one.
Look, Meg,
at 4 o'clock.
Look, you're looking at someone who's been higher than a kite the past couple of weeks with all the painkillers they've pumped into me. So
I could have been in pain.
They're still in my system, you know.
Yeah.
They're still in my system.
They would be.
Yeah. I was on very powerful painkillers for a week. I'm still scheduled paracetamol, so I didn't take any yesterday. I might take them now, though, because talking for 40 minutes or so is whatever.
Yeah.
It's starting to hurt a little bit.
Right,
Mark Marquez has left the garage. Now, what does he know? There's Alex Marquez, his brother, on the Gresini.
When I get in, I'm going to take an antihistamine.
I think we might be done, you know, for
Probably.
this session. There's Gigi Gelino watching on. The rain just getting heavy around here as well. One crash or DNF in those remaining races between Magnaia and Martin could determine the fate of the championship. I don't know if Mark is going to do MotoGP to his 40 because due to the number of injuries he's sustained in the previous 4 years. He's 34, 35 now?
Yeah.
He could do it for a couple more. Let's see where he goes. He wants that. I think we'll see a resurgence in Marc Marquez. I think he'll get 2 more world championships personally. Then might call it a day when he gets to 10.
Side effects of antihistamines. Dry mouth. Okay, that explains why I've been so thirsty today.
I can just casually doing that, thinking that her problem is anywhere near as bad as mine. It's like a one-upmanship with you.
I'm not saying that. I'm feeling like someone's sewing up my leg without painkillers. You have painkillers.
Still not nice. Someone has literally sewn my mouth up.
I know.
What's the one thing that you don't want to happen as a commentator?
Mouth problems.
And what have I had?
Mouth problems.
Exactly. I've had mouth surgery at the crucial end of a season. And I'm now going to have to battle the next 5 weeks with it. I miss Zara's first birthday. For food. Actual proper food.
I don't know. You can have cake.
And Halloween.
You can have cake. Halloween will save you one of each.
Yeah, but I kind of like pizza or chicken. Actually, cracked. Here's another thing for you.
What do you mean pizza or chicken?
Well, I can't eat pizza, can I?
When are we having pizza?
You have pizza at parties.
Oh, you mean a party? I thought you meant Halloween.
No. Right, here's another thing. Mum, very kindly, by the way, and if it wasn't for my mum, I would be dead. She got me back from Nottingham to Grimsby because I literally had a 3-hour train ride from London, from Brands Hatch, so the Swanley train station, all the way to Nottingham. She got me, and I was awake all Sunday night. I was in so much pain. She laid with me as well. It was really, really bad. She thought I had sepsis at one point. It was really bad. I could not say it was pain. I was blacking out everything.
Honestly, I thought you had 4 of the symptoms of poisoning.
Yeah.
I kept that from you, you know.
Well, I knew I was being poisoned.
Yeah, though, you asked me during the broadcast, well, when we were on a break in the broadcast, it's like, oh, you're texting me. It's like, oh, I was like, I'm worried. It's like, I've had too many of these because you're in so much pain. And I looked at the symptoms. I was like, oh my goodness. He has like 4 of the 7 symptoms of being poisoned. So I kept that from you because I knew you'd freak out.
Well, Brands Hatch was fun, I can tell you that right now. Race 1 went, well, he went tits up, let's be honest. Race 2 went okay. Race 3 was a bit hairy. But the biggest thing for me is that in between being out in the cold, I went and stayed in either the media centre, the medical centre, or the restaurant. I just stayed in warm and stayed in dry. Shoey! Man's doing a shoey. Well, boy. Oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you, my friend. Oh.
Try and at least do it with a new shoe.
Jack Miller is even looking like, what the hell are you doing there? That had mud on the bottom of it and grass. He gives him the thumbs up there. But yeah, I was really he's happy with that. I was really ill. I was really ill.
You were.
And
I fell asleep on the train.
I fell asleep on the train, yeah. 11 o'clock at night, I fell asleep on the train. And then I had to walk 20 minutes to get back to where...
I don't know how you actually managed all of this.
I'm not... Is that guy stripping now? Don't strip, please, sir. Oh, he's got a Miller t-shirt on. Ha ha!
Oh, I'm very sure.
Oh, even Jack's having good lad. Good lad. But yeah, so I got back. I had just a 20-minute walk, carrying Holdall and Roxanne and all that, and I got back in midnight. Sunburn, big face, tired, did not sleep, and then I collapsed in and out of consciousness. So, and then I got back to Grimsby, and
you were home from 2:30 until
ironic
9:30.
At which point I said I need to go to hospital.
Yeah.
Which was the right decision, I'd like to point out.
The hospitals have depressing things on their TVs, by which I mean the news.
You
But
were
then-
happy when Have I Got News For You came on.
Yeah, I was. Comedy at last. I mean, if you're going to put the TV on in a room full of people who are in pain, don't make them watch the news, which is the most depressing thing on the planet.
I got so angry when I was there because it took so long. I had to force people to go up and say, look, I'm in really bad pain here. And then they say that it's the biggest they've ever seen.
It's like, well, why did you prioritise all these people who I think one of them just needed a vaccination or something?
I wish you could see my foot. I'll put pictures up on the Grand Prix. Safety car's going out, so we'll know soon if this is going to happen or not. But it was massive, that cyst.
It was like
So we left the hospital about 2:15, 2:30 a.m. I got told,
2:30 a.m. coincidentally.
Got told, there's an appointment been made for you in Hull at 9 a.m. You've got to be there. I was like, oh, great, thanks. So,
That's the worst it got.
oh, yeah, brilliant. Let's have a look at that.
That's the worst it got.
Do you see what I mean about how much swelling my mouth had? And I still am not fully recovered from it. I had surgery on it.
You remind me so much of Homer Simpson there. Just like, do you know when after he had his heart surgery?
Yeah, Ryder okay. At Joshua Birch 99, I've put them on my Instagram.
Do you know the Simpsons episode where Homer has his jaw wide shut? And I was watching that earlier on, and Marge said, he can't have solid foods, that's his favourite kind. I was just thinking, Joshua.
Tried snorting a snake and everything. And I was like, damn it! Ooh. Now, I tell you what does hurt. Where they had the cannula in me, I can feel it. Forget like that.
Still got a bruise.
Yeah, I've got bruises here as well. I had a cannula there in Crimsby, cannula there in Hull. They must have put another cannula in me when I was under.
Do you know what I'm surprised at? The fact that you haven't had a lollipop. Something that you can just lick.
No. They told me ice cream, yes. Lollipop, no. Lollipop, you get freezer burn. No lollipop, too cold. Ice cream, yes. But not.
Why is a lollipop cold?
Well, with the ice cream, you can scoop it and you can put it into the bowl and it sort of starts to melt. Then you can eat it. With a lollipop, it's been in the freezer, so you get freezer burn.
Oh
on
no,
it.
not that lollipop.
Oh, what then?
You want to know
Hey!
sweets?
Safety car nearly lost it.
Yeah, they're not going out.
Oh, those sweetie lollies.
Yeah.
No, can't have that. Can't suck too hard.
So you can't have anything fun.
No, can't use the lolly.
What about one of those really big lollies where you can just you have to lick it?
Nope, nothing like that.
No solid
foods. No solid foods either. I mean, I've got pastas for dinners and that lot. Let's have a look at the safety car over the start-finish line. Is it me? It doesn't look. I can't tell. This is one of.
I suppose you could lick chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate's fine. Tried a penguin earlier. Did not like it. Give it back to Mum. Couldn't chew it too much.
So you're saying they're all mine?
I'm saying I will have more luck, I think, with the Kit Kats.
Yeah.
No, because you knew that what was the only thing I could eat after I got out of hospital?
What?
Chocolate buttons.
True. You devoured them.
I had 2 packets of white chocolate buttons. I think I came out, when I was in hospital. I've lost weight recently. I'm 84.5 kilograms. I got measured in the hospital for the surgery. I think I've put some of it back on in the past week. But then again, I'll burn it off quite quickly over the winter.
Yeah. Well, Christmas.
No, I haven't lost weight since then. I'm surprised how much weight I'm actually losing.
Yeah, but you're going to gain it back at Christmas.
No, I don't stop. No. Oh, God, it's hurting. Oh. How's your mouth doing? It says Adam.
It's hurting.
It's hurting. This is what we're talking about until the entire red flag period. Right now, Adam, it's starting to hurt a little bit, must admit. Because I've been talking for 45 minutes, which isn't beneficial for Grand Prix on Sunday. All 3 MotoGPs. Well, the information's gone off race control, and safety car's coming in. I reckon this is going to be cancelled. I must admit, I think I might need to dose up on painkillers for this one. Because it's just starting to ache. There's 3 teeth out. The wisdom teeth you can't really feel. It's the molar. That's what you can feel.
You're so used to it being there.
It's
healing nicely.
Yeah, it's like a lot of standing water down in Leaky Heights. They're not going to start this session. They can't start this session. Are you cold?
Yes, I'm always cold.
You could have put the heat on to you.
Then I'll be in pain. I'd rather be cold.
Yeah, typical Megan. Come into it. No idea yet what we're going to have. Race control have given a ruling as safety car comes into the pit lane.
This river is saying over 20 minutes. We're going to find them.
No, I think it's now session abandoned due to track conditions. Has to be. Surely it has
Better
to be. Session delayed due to track conditions. More information at 11:50.
You son of a...
Wow, we're going 20 more minutes. Wow, okay. They really are determined, aren't they, to get this 45 minutes? Plus, that's another 45 minutes.
Whoever's deciding all these 20-minute things, I hate you.
We're not going to sleep tonight, Gromit.
Great, so that's me having 0 sleep today. Yeah, whoever's deciding this, I hate you with a passion right now.
Oh, this is going well.
Can I hunt them down? Shove them up against a window and say, you see this? This is not a track that can be raced on. End it now, or I will shove you out there and watch you run around the track for 45 minutes.
It has got easier since 20 minutes ago, so it kind of makes sense to wait. I just kind of wish we hadn't gone in here, to be fair. That's the one thing that's hurting me. What? It has got easier. Look, you can tell. You can easily tell. Uno! Augusto Fernandez and his team are playing Uno. Worst game than Monopoly. Oh, one guy's nearly won. Oh no, you're going to put your 6 down! You've got a 6 that you can put down! It's a 6 of another colour! What
That guy has a green one.
Yeah, you could have put that down!
Oh, there's a 2, a 5, a 0, a 4, a 7.
Hang on. They just realised they can look it on the screen behind them. Don't let him cheat. Come on, get on with it. What's that one? It's a 5. Red 5. Red 1 has gone down. They've picked up a card.
9 and a 1.
Augusto's put down red 8. They've pulled up a card again.
Can we at least cover that screen?
Red 2. Red 5 standing by.
It's weird.
Simply red standing by. Blue 2 has gone down. Could have put the green 6 down.
Do none of them have a reverse?
I don't think that guy knows how to play Uno.
Wait, is reverse green?
We had a green. We had a red 6. He could have put the green 6 down. Same number. He could have put it down, and he could have won. What about Uno? Bloody idiot. So we've got a yellow 2 that's gone down now.
Okay, that guy definitely just picked up a 9 because he got really disappointed.
You're not in camera shot, though.
Oh no, it's 7.
Yellow 7. Cards. No, this is a yellow 7. Put it on.
Yes!
Yeah!
There!
Yes! There we go. Now we've got 1 card left. Now they've put down the 1 yellow. So he's got green 6.
Wait. Yeah, green 6. Or 9.
So he just need a 6 to put down, and then he can put down the green 6. Come on! Come on, this is the only interesting thing that's happened all session.
Come on.
Augusto's picked up a card. You're going to have to pick up a card now as well because you haven't gone. So you're out of it, sorry. Hang on, what's that that's gone down?
Yellow.
Yellow 2. Yellow, can't see the number of that's gone down. Come on, Uno, come on. Yellow's gone down. And he's had to pick up a card because he's got green 6.
Oh, it's green again.
It's 4. It's green 4. He can now put his 6 down. If it stays green, he can put his 6 down. No! Get back to the Uno game. We nearly had Uno.
No offense, but we don't want to see these people waving at nothing.
Get back to the Uno. We nearly had Uno.
Uno.
No.
That's not what we want.
No. No, we nearly had Uno.
Well, they're happy about something.
They put green 2 down, and all he had to do. Oh, we're back at Uno.
Woohoo!
He's still green 6. It's Uno. Oh, but Augusto Fernandez got him in the green at the last moment. He put a green block down.
Green.
No, he put green block down. And they won it. They won Uno. They haven't won. Oh.
I knew he'd win.
Augusto Fernandez put the green block down. He could have put green 7 down. He went round and ended up with yellow 2. And Augusto's chief engineer's got it. What a game.
Woohoo!
What a game of Uno. That was brilliant. Augusto with the block. He was waiting. That poor young mechanic was waiting to put the green 6 down for so long. He missed his opportunity earlier on, and then just as he's going to go to, green block from Augusto Fernandez. Fantastic!
I could have sworn he said, "Do you want another game?"
Yeah, let's have another game. SpongeBob's made an appearance.
Why don't we ever just play games during the off time?
No idea. Oh, we're back. What a session. Josh will literally call anything. Yeah. What a
I'm
session.
surprised he wasn't annotating his own
Yesterday,
commentating.
by the Pertamina Enduro VR46 racing squad, and it did involve Di Giannantonio, who took his first MotoGP podium here 1 year ago in that unforgettable Grand Prix. Who's he calling?
Yeah, let's find out.
Who's he on the phone to back at home? It is
Flavio Napoli.
obviously a friend of Fabio Di Giannantonio. Fabio Napoli on the blower then to Fabio. Yeah, coming back to the breaking news, which was confirmed by Digia here. Yes, of course, since he dislocated that left shoulder in a very heavy crash at the Rebel Ring in Austria, in mid-August, he has been troubled by weakness and a lack of strength in that left shoulder. There's been a lot of rumours that he was going to try and see out the season before taking surgery, but confirming yesterday, of course, we know Digia is here in Phillip Island. He'll compete in the Thai Grand Prix next weekend in Burren. Before then, he will end his season and undertake surgery. How good are Fabio Quattraro's photography skills? Well, we're about to find out, because there he is with our own Luca Gambuti, who's good friends actually with Fabio. So he's as sharp with the pictures as he is on the racetrack with that factory Yamaha. All you have to do, Fabio, is press the button.
Yeah, it's not quite as
surely
a little bit more advanced than it was back in the olden days here, Fabio.
There you go. Take a picture.
Spotted us.
Didn't end up well last time.
Come up here if you want, Fabio, and have a chat with us in the commentary box. We've already heard him, of course, with Simon a little bit earlier on.
Well, you and Mum were basically ganging up on me just because I happen to be good with my money.
The pictures that Fabio's taken are any good.
And of course, we mention repeatedly, quite rightly, the brilliant Australian fans who hang around in all weathers. And we have to mention our brilliant guys and girls from behind the scenes, our camera operators who are gathered all around this Phillip Island circuit, who at the moment are getting a proper lashing from this torrential rain. So sterling work by them as always. Now, there was that a good one. Fabio Quattraro got potentially a contender already for photo of the weekend. He obviously feels like it's not too bad. You can see there with the cap on, Gigi Soldano, a very experienced Italian photographer. Come on, Jorge, give us a smile. Maybe Simon can go and get some thoughts of the current MotoGP World Championship leader.
Jack Miller started his lunch
has come early for Jack
you
Miller.
You and Mum decided, do you know what?
Is it a sandwich or meat pies are pretty popular, aren't they, in this part of the world? As Jack taking some calories on board before he hopes to get out on circuit. There is his factory KTM colleague Brad Binder, who was a whisker away from the podium here, wasn't he? In that thrilling Australian Grand Prix 12 months ago. Yeah, it was Brad just blows out the cheeks. We all feel the same, Brad, don't worry. Because unfortunately, it does look like FP1 may well be a victim to this torrential rain here in Australia.
The next update is in 11 minutes time from now, so stay where you are. If you are staying up in the middle of the night back in Europe, then hats off to you. We hope your patience is rewarded. Although the current scenes outside our window and on your screens right now indicate that the weather is showing no signs of easing off at the moment, and the rain continues to lash down on us. Of course, it's quite a walk for us to the back to the media centre from the commentary box. Kind of hoping this rain stops, otherwise we might be here for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I've already had one soak today. Thank you very much. That was on the walk down to the commentary box for the start of this session. Pecco Bagnaia has been perched on the table of the factory Ducati garage, hasn't he, for quite some time now, as he just waits patiently, as we all are, for what we hope will be some track action here in Phillip Island. Of course, they were hoping to commence preparations for a 13-lap sprint scheduled tomorrow afternoon, a 27-lap full MotoGP Grand Prix.
It wasn't as exciting.
Giacomo Agostini having a little catch-up with Julio Marquez, and of course, Papa Marquez with the 15 times world champion. Now, a bit of housekeeping, a bit of news to bring you as well. Miguel Oliveira, of course, still sadly sidelined with Trackhouse Racing after his fractured right wrist in the recent Mandalika Grand Prix. Continuing to deputise for the Portuguese rider at Trackhouse Racing is Lorenzo Savadori, a British test rider, who I'm delighted to say joined Simon.
He does, and I had to come and see you, Lorenzo, because anyone who's had any contact with you knows you're a absolute gentleman, always really pleasant to talk to. I want the listeners to have an experience. Even your team tell me they adore you. You know who you're riding for. I mean, this weekend.
I can't have a lay because I had a little bit of a lay this morning, and everyone else went in the bath before I went in the shower.
You've been doing that for some years now, and we want to know all the secrets. Exactly what you've been doing.
I managed to actually get ready until 3:30.
We know you can't tell us, but what is your main goal when you come filling in here at Trackhouse? Do you also do testing for the factory?
Yes, first of all, thank you very much for the compliment. I wish to Miguel a speedy recovery. I hope to return soon here on track. And yes, also here with the team Trackhouse, we have some new solution. I need to testing. Last week I was in Jerez to do a private session of test and some new things. Regarding the new bike in 2025, we are now in my bike here. Yes, of course, it's not simple when you test a new solution. Also do a very good performance because you need to work in a different way. You need to work about regarding the bike, not regarding the personal performance. But we will try to do, of course, the 100%. Can't wait also to ride to return to ride here in Phillip Island. I don't rode here since 2018 with the World Superbike. But I'm happy to work with the team Trackhouse.
What do you think of the circuit Phillip Island?
Yeah, it's super nice, super fast.
You just lost the entirety of a millennial and Gen Z.
With the Superbike I like a lot, but I think also with the MotoGP bike are much speed, and also I'm very curious to try the new asphalt.
For the listeners, also for me, because I don't know, aside from racing, whereabouts in Italy do you live? What are your hobbies?
But of course I love the motorbikes. So in general, I love also the bike on the street, and also I do some sport with the motocross bike. I of course training, running, cycling, everything. I live in Cesena, is close to the sea. And that's of course it's not simple to do the test rider because you need to are ready for all the year, and you need to training like a MotoGP, of course, like a MotoGP rider, because you testing a lot and also do a lot of race during the year, and you need to are ready every time.
And cars, do you like driving cars as well as bikes?
Yeah, I like, but more bike. So for me, I completely love the bike. The cars, yes, is nice, but it's different. I heard this for the two wheels.
I was exactly the same as you until I got old, and I'm not brave enough for the bikes fast. So, one more thing: any family, children, girlfriend, boyfriend?
No, I have one girlfriend, but no family. I'm completely focused to the motorbike, and I'm happy with my girlfriend.
Lorenzo, thank you for your time. Enjoy Phillip Island again, first time since 2018.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, great to hear from Lorenzo Savadori. What a job he's done behind the scenes for the factory at Prix. There is representative Rick Crichton just having a chat there with the Ducati Lenovo team boss Davide Tardozzi. Is he going to be providing a little bit of an update to the teams on potentially what might be happening over the next 15 minutes or so? We are getting closer, yes, to 11:50 a.m. Local time, where we are hoping for an additional update. I mean, as you can see, these are live pictures. The rain is continuing to absolutely pour down. You don't need us to tell you that, do you? You can see for yourself. But at the moment, we are keeping everything crossed in the comedy box here, just to see if we can get some kind of track action this morning, and hopefully for the conditions to improve this afternoon, as Jack Miller back inside the factory KTM garage. 10th place last time out in Japan, only his third top 10 of the current season, a season which saw him take a best of 5th in Portimao.
It was only the third time this season where he scored points in both the sprint and the race across a single weekend, which is a measure of why Jack Miller has found himself down in 15th in the World Championship this year, and I guess deemed surplus to requirements for KTM as he heads across to pasture new with Pramac Yamaha next season, looking to really play his role in leading Yamaha back towards the front. We've already heard from their factory combo of Fabio Quartararo and Alex Rins, as Francesco Guidotti looks outside and sees that. As we found a fan in the grandstand, which Simon Crayfar can hear us. If you look at the screen, Simon, one of your fans is watching on from the grandstands. Thanks for the commentaries. Better for storm shelter. Send help, he says. Simon's at the moment chatting, as you can see there, to Brad Binder on our screens, as one of his fans serenades him from the grandstands.
No, fine.
Yeah, let's hope then we'll get a little chat very shortly with the South African. Yeah, perfectly right on cue. Let's hear from Brad, who's down in pit lane with Simon.
He is. Brad, first of all, I know you haven't been on track, so you can't tell us about track conditions or that new surface, but tell us about Phillip Island in general. What do you think of the place?
Well, in general, I normally love it here. I've had a lot of good races here in the past, especially in the smaller classes. Last year I was looking pretty decent. Unfortunately, the end result was not what we wanted, but yeah, the new surface so far is looking pretty wet. So hopefully we get to try it out, to be honest. Look, I mean, this rain seems to be chilling out a little bit, but not a lot. And I really hope we get to go out soon.
Tell the listeners about what it's like going through those 200-kilometre-an-hour plus corners.
3 o'clock local, he said.
Yeah, it's pretty sketchy at the beginning for sure. Especially when you're still trying to find the good line, and especially when the wind blows. Actually, when the wind blows around here, you got to really try and predict where you got to turn in, because it pushes you around so much. But yeah, still my favorite track on the calendar. So yeah, hopefully we can leave you happy on Sunday.
Hey, I've been asking the different riders what they do, you know, what their hobbies are, what they do behind the scenes, both training but also for enjoyment. What about you?
I'm just ashamed that Nara's chairs.
I'm a guy that has 10 hobbies a year. I try everything, and I'm normally bad at all of them, and after a month I give up and try something else. So yeah, I've gone through them all.
That's part of being young, trying everything.
Yeah. I've tried radio control cars, then airplanes, then fishing, then didn't dig that much. Tried golf, sucked at that, gave that up. So let's see what's next.
But you've got I saw Trials bikes. We've been for a ride in Andorra. Trials riding when you first came to Andorra. Anything else?
I know.
Dirt bike.
100%. Everything motorbike related are my favorite hobbies. But I was thinking nothing with an engine there. So. But yeah, trials. I love riding my trials bike. Motocross is my favorite pastime when I have. Well, especially for training. And other than that, yeah, that's about it. Like going out in my go-kart too, so everything with a motor, wheels, I'm happy.
Cars, I saw you had an M4.
Are you going to be joking me?
Have you sold that or still got it? Do you like cars in general?
Yeah, I mean, I don't get me wrong, I love cars, but...
You're a van man.
Yeah, I'm really happy with my Ford Transit. And yeah, got rid of the M4 and that's about it, but nothing too serious.
You recently got married. What's been married like? And got to ask, how long till some kids turn up?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been cool to be married. I've been on courts already for 8 years, so to be honest, not much changed. other than, yeah, I had to wear a ring on my finger for the first couple months. But other than that, nothing really. It's been really cool, and let's wait and see.
Hey, good luck this weekend, Brad. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, bud. Good luck in these conditions.
Yeah. Thanks ever so much, Brad Binder, the South African, as we mentioned, fourth in the Grand Prix here last year.
Body language says it all there, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, a further update there now is due in an additional 10 minutes time. We've been sort of waiting around now, haven't we, for the best part of 75 minutes already to see if there's been any improvement in the conditions.
Well, Jack Miller's already digging into a meat pie down in the KTM pit box.
Yeah, now we've got some pepperoni pizza. I'll tell you what, that looks very, very nice. Send some down, please, to turn 4 in our commentary box position here, where thankfully we're nice and warm and dry, but we were hoping to be talking you through some MotoGP action right now. Sadly, that has not been the case, and make sure you keep those nice slice of hot pizza dry as well, because that looked very, very tasty. My stomach's starting to rumble now.
Yeah, mine is. I've been awake since 4 a.m. this morning, so I think I'm about ready for some lunch right about now, although I'd happily take some MotoGP bikes on circuit to keep us entertained. We certainly won't be seeing that at least for the next 9 minutes. Not that it's bothering this particular gentleman. Even in conditions like this, he's still here in shorts.
Absolutely brilliant. we should have we might have a competition coming here this weekend for the best way to deal with the torrential rain conditions from the fan experience here in Phillip Island. Yeah, there's Jack. What was that like little cheese and ham baguette maybe that Jack was quaffing on there? Arms folded, frustrated faces inside the Ducati Lenovo garage.
Look at the radar.
There is Jorge Martin, daring to look, does he, at the weather radar?
No, don't look, Jorge.
On the screen.
You don't like what you see.
Don't look to your right, Jorge. Don't look at those weather forecasts here in Phillip Island. Yeah, of course, he was there going full throttle. He would love to be going full throttle right now on his Ducati GP24 here in Phillip Island, but just look at that weather radar. Yeah, we know, Jorge. We've seen it ourselves. We can see how bad it's looking for the next hour or so.
Red means bad.
Yeah, red generally. Yeah, rain alarm there was the message at the top of the picture.
Yeah, we were listening to the radio on the way in, on the journey into the circuit this morning, and they were saying on the local news that there are some severe storm warnings for Melbourne, which is just a couple of hours away from us here in Phillip Island. So there are some serious weather warnings around in the state of Victoria, and we are not immune from that here at the beautiful Phillip Island circuit, as we ride on board with the bike that the world champion, I think, wishes he was on right now.
Yeah, on the left-hand side of your picture there, the rider coach for both Bagnaia and Enea Bastianini. 125 and 250cc world champion Manuel Poggiali. What a rider he was back in the day. Well, he's been keeping a close eye on the weather radars, as we're keeping a close eye on the world championship battle. It's still advantage. Jorge Martin 10 points clear he is with 4 rounds. I'm delighted to say Jorge joins Simon now down in pit lane.
Yes, I'm with Jorge right now, just having a quick chat before we have a chat on the live. Jorge, I've been going, trying to keep everyone who's standing in the rain entertained, but also back at home watching telly. Jorge, first of all, I know you haven't been on track, but what do you think of Phillip Island in general?
Yeah, well, first of all, also I want to thank all the people that is around here. With all this rain, we are not even riding, and they're still here supporting. So this is amazing, and yeah, Phillip Island is great. I think Australia in general, I really enjoy to be here. It's quite chill compared to Europe, so less stress, and I enjoy my time here. Also, Phillip Island is fantastic. I did a few lap records over here, so I really enjoy the layout, and going throughout this main straight and see the seas, unbelievable, is unique, and I really enjoy to be here.
Hey, I've been. I'm not going to hassle you about championship and that, because we've heard that a lot. But I'd rather steer it. You haven't been on track, so I can't ask you about that. But I'd really like to hear what are your hobbies, training, but also just for pleasure, aside from racing.
Yeah, so my lifestyle is quite easy. I have my routine really scheduled. I train every day. That this is part of my life, and not only for work. I really enjoy to do it, to train, to be safe, to eat healthy, and for sure training is one of my hobbies. Cycling is one of my hobbies. Eating is one of my hobbies. I really enjoy going out. Eat some steaks, and I mean, eating good is a good hobby, I think. Sometimes expensive, but it's really, really good. And also have fun with my friends is always nice during the summer.
And I've asked a few of a lot of the Andorra guys, which you are as well, cars. Have you got a nice car, and do you enjoy that as well?
Yeah. Also, I mean, before I couldn't afford it, but now I can. So we spend some racetrack day, you know, and we go maybe with Alex or Aleix, Rims. We rent a truck and we go with our cars to ride. So So
what car have you got?
Now I cannot say it because I'm.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
RS6. But yeah, we enjoy, you know, having fun, competing between each other, even if it's our cars, and spending some time together.
And your lovely lady that we regularly see on TV, how's that going?
Yeah, everything's on plan. She's here also. She enjoyed a lot. She came last season here in Australia, and she got a lot of fun. So we came for spending a week in Sydney also. So everything on plan, and we are good.
Jorge, I know this is strange, different, you know, in an interview, but when I first met her, you know, she's so beautiful. Often ladies that beautiful are not so interested in talking to me, you know? And I'm not handsome like you. So, but I bumped into her. She's intelligent, engaging. Like, I was like super impressed.
Yeah, I think I found the one. Thanks for your words. She don't like at all motorbikes. She don't even like them. So she just came to support me, and this is the most important thing. And actually, she remembers you. So this is important. She knows who is Simon Crawford, and she don't know anybody. So that's important.
Too funny. Hey, Jorge, good to hear your voice. Thank you for your time. Good luck this weekend and for the championship.
Yeah, let's go for it. Thank you.
Dad has set it all to record all night.
Thanks, Simon. Jorge Martin, 10 points clear of Pecco Bagnaia. 4 rounds to go. And it sounds like a very relaxed Jorge Martin. Guess you would be in a situation such as this. Far cry from last year, and it is a real contrast that Jorge Martin has drawn over the start of this flyaway phase of the season. He said this time last year he was barely sleeping a wink through these crucial Grand Prix weekends with the World Championship on the line. As a seagull nearly met a grim end there as it just dodged our BMW safety car. But this time around, Jorge Martin, he says he's sleeping very comfortably in bed at night now, fully comfortable in the surroundings that he's in. He's fought for a World Championship before. He's been down this road once already in MotoGP, and he now feels more than ready to go that one step further from last year, where he fell agonising at that final hurdle.
Have those local seagulls learned nothing from Andrea Iannone from back in the day when he went for the full headbutt? Did he going down into turn 10, wasn't it, in that battle a few years ago? Pecco Bagnaia, well, still in his leathers and still optimistic that he may well be getting a chance to cut some laps on that factory Ducati GP24. But look on the grass on the outside of the Miller corner, just a lot of puddles and standing water.
What information?
Now it's been pushed back to 12:15 local time, so we hope you are still with us, and thanks for your patience, and we're hoping we're keeping you entertained here as we all patiently wait for hopefully some MotoGP action, which is now, well, it was supposed to be morning action, but it's now already drifting into the afternoon as Marco Bezzecchi protected from the elements with his woolly hat. As he mentioned, Bez, awfully mobile in terms of the championship. He's crept up to 9th in the rankings. Still podiumless in a Grand Prix since round 4 at Jerez in Spain. Just the one podium actually so far this season for the 25-year-old Italian. Points though in the last 8. All of them have been top 10s. 4 of those have been top 6s. That's why Bezzecchi has started to get himself in top 10 contention. He's actually only 2 points behind Frankie Morbidelli, the 2 VR46 Academy stablemates. Having a pretty good fight at the moment for 8th place in the championship. 2 front row starts in the last 4 for Bez in San Marino and in Mandalika.
Whatever happens here, this is going to have an impact on the rest of the day's running. The Moto3 Practice 1 session is due to get underway at 1:15 local time, so an hour and a quarter from now. And of course, we still potentially have a MotoGP free practice, one session to run before then if we get lucky with the weather. So this is certainly going to push back our afternoon's program if the best case scenario of some MotoGP running does come to pass, and you do wonder whether there'll be conversations going on and some plotting being made about how to proceed with the rest of the weekend. As mentioned, the conditions are expected to get better, certainly into Sunday here. Whether the conditions improve for the rest of the day remains to be seen. Well, we just discussed Marco Bezzecchi a moment ago. Let's hear now from the man himself. He joins Simon.
Yes, I'm with Marco. Marco, really curious. I know you can't tell us about the circuit. You haven't ridden, but we want to hear about you. What do you think of Phillip Island in general, the circuit?
Well, the track is amazing. One of the best of the calendar for sure. But also all the people, the fans, the Australian fans are crazy, are very cool, always very kind. They stop to talk to you. Maybe they don't even ask you an autograph or a picture, but they just want to know how are you, how you feel, and if you like the place. And it's fantastic. So yeah, very happy to be here.
Marco, I've been asking a lot of the riders what their hobbies are. You know, obviously you train. I'd like to know what you do for training, but also what you do for pleasure.
Yeah, we train a lot, and in these last years, MotoGP became very hard to ride, so we need to train a lot. But in my free time, I like to anyway stay inside all the motorsport. I like to work also on motorbikes. I work every time I can on my bikes that I have at home, but also I help my friends to work on their bike, and for me it's fantastic to be able to make the mechanic a little bit.
So you have a workshop?
No, not yet, but I have a small one close to my dad one. But also in my garage at home, I have all the tools. Pasquale from Beta, we made a bet 2 years ago. If in Mugello I finish in the top 5, he would give me a complete toolbox like this. So I made 5th in my rookie season, and he gave me the toolbox. So in my garage I have all the toolbox, and yeah, it's fantastic. Now we are preparing a bike with my best friend, and yeah, when I have...
But which type of bikes? I'm curious. Which type of bike?
He bought an Aprilia RS 125 Manuel Pozzali replica. So we try to build completely the bike almost new, let's say.
Restore it?
Yeah, exactly, yes.
Very cool. So, Marco, you're a handsome young man. Girlfriend?
No girlfriend. Thank you, anyway.
Boyfriend?
No boyfriend. I have my dog.
Oh, wait, that was
He's my best friend.
Like me, fantastic.
I think he's in the garage, but
before I let you go, after the championship, you know, to rewind, to recover,
is the kind of weather that
what do you have planned?
Allora, for sure I will have to go under surgery to remove the plates in my shoulder. But apart from this, this will be a normal surgery, not too complicated. So I will rest for sure a bit. I can't go snowboarding, unfortunately, this year. But I will rest a bit, enjoy with my family, and then we have to go back to training very soon because the new calendar is starting very early. So yeah, the break will not be too long, but for sure we will enjoy anyway.
Marco, you're always a pleasure. I love catching up with you, but don't worry, that doesn't mean you won't get any long lap penalties next year. Thank you for your time, buddy.
Thank you very much.
You don't have to do that. Well, you don't
yeah, thanks very much, Simon. Thanks to Marco Bezzecchi. So the surgeons at Pertamina Enduro VR46 are going to be quite busy, aren't they, over the coming weeks? Marco Bezzecchi confirming that in the winter he will have to undergo surgery to remove some of the metalwork from a previous injury. Well, I suppose the only sort of creatures that are enjoying Phillip Island right now are the seagulls that are pecking away to try and find some food in the puddles. Yeah, the SpongeBob.
Feels like we are living in a pineapple under the sea at the moment.
He's mocking me with the teeth.
Well, at least SpongeBob has got nice attire there. Look, a shirt and collar and tie. Very smartly addressed.
More time than anything else today.
So 12:15 local time. We're hoping to have some kind of update on potential track action here in MotoGP. It does look like the rain has potentially eased off ever so slightly. Will it have eased off enough though for us to get any kind of Premier Class action? There is Fabio Di Giannantonio, of course, who we were talking about earlier on in this session about the incoming surgery that he will undertake immediately after the Thai Grand Prix. I think a few people were quite surprised about the timing of it, but Fabio said, Lewis, it was the best compromise between doing as many races as he could do in 2024 and then giving himself the best opportunity to be fully fit for the first day of winter testing in 2025, February the 5th, the Sepang International Circuit in Malaysia, as the local school kids, well, they're not letting the weather spoil their day, are they? As finally we get a MotoGP engine fire into life, and it's Aleix Espargaro's factory Aprilia team. Well, right on cue, we can get it straight from the horse's mouth about the news and updates on his decision to, after the imminent Thai Grand Prix, to undertake surgery on that dislocated left shoulder. I'd like to say he was third in the Grand Prix here last year. Fabio Di Giannantonio joins Simon.
Yes, he does. Fabio on the podium here last year at Phillip Island. What do you think of the circuit and those memories?
Yeah, well, I always say that, thought that this place is just fantastic. I love the vibe of the island, the people, and the track is just another league, let's say. It's just fantastic. Last year has been a fantastic weekend for me. I made my first podium. The emotions were really on the moon.
3:15
yeah, I hope to get the same feelings this year with the bike, to get the speed to try to fight again for the top 5 at the podium. Because this year has always been missing a little bit to try to fight really for the podium. But yeah, at the moment, a pity that we cannot ride for this weather, but I really hope to get on track soon, because to ride here, I think it's too low time to ride just one time a day. You know, we need to do more races here because it's just fantastic.
He just had surgery.
Can I ask you a little bit more about that? Those super fast turns are just something else, aren't they, to experience? Super scary, but when you get them right.
Yeah, it's like every lap, every corner you do is the most scary corner that you've done in your life. Every lap, you never get used to it, but that's the fun thing of this track, you know. Riding with the MotoGP is like, it's crazy. The first corner when you arrive at 350 km per hour and then you have to go in full committed to the corner is like, wow, it's fantastic. Honestly, that feeling is like when you jump from a plane, you know, with the parachute. It's that feeling of scare, but also good feeling, you know, so it's just fantastic.
And Fabio, I've been asking all the riders about their hobbies, what they do aside from racing, you know, when you get home, to train, what do you do, but also for pleasure?
Well, to train, I think more or less every rider now are quite aligned on this, that I do some bicycle, some running, sometimes in the swimming pool. So I swim, and for sure the gym. So it's like this, the structure of a rider at the moment. For hobbies, I love music, so sometimes I try to do something DJing with my girlfriend because she's a DJ. Then I love to design, to draw, so I do a lot of my designs, also some drawings. Yeah, these are the main things that I do at home.
That beautiful lady that you got photos with on Instagram, I've seen her at a couple of races, I think this year. Tell us about her.
Yeah, now she had to come because she loved Australia. The dream for her is to come here in this place. But then he had a job to do in Amsterdam at the ADE, a festival of music.
So she's a professional DJ.
Yeah. She and the sister. Like the sister is doing with the saxophone, and she with the mix, let's say, with the
very cool.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice because it's quite different world, but really similar in a lot of areas. So we have some things in common.
Fabio, last question. Your shoulder, you know, heard the news that you're going to take a couple of races off to get them fixed. I might walk over here a little bit because your teammate's bike's just fired up. Sorry to drag you out of the garage, but tell us about your shoulder. How are you going to deal with it?
Yeah, at the moment I'm feeling much better. The shoulder is getting better because the inflammation is getting better, is reducing. But for sure we decided to do this surgery to be ready 100% for next year, to have a new shoulder for next year, because at the moment I'm okay riding, but I'm in a lot of risk if I crash. I have a lot of possibilities that it goes out again, it gets dislocated again. So the good thing to do now is to do the surgery and try to recover as best for next year.
Fabio, thank you very much for your time and good luck this weekend.
Thank you, no problem.
Yeah, always great to hear, isn't it, from Fabio Di Giannantonio. Thanks very much for that interview, Simon. A good catch up there with the Italian who, as you mentioned, after this Australian Grand Prix, just one more race in 2024 for the 26-year-old. What a race that was last year when he took that third position. A race that really was the start of a journey that saved his Grand Prix career. I mean, at that stage of 2023, I think there was most people were expecting Fabio Di Giannantonio to be surplus to requirements. What's the lunch menu for Pertamina VR46? Marco Bezzecchi took it into a nice little bowl of something there. Was it rice? Was it pasta?
Looked like rice to me.
Yeah, it did look like a bit of rice. Getting himself ready for trips to Thailand and Malaysia.
He might need to ditch that soon if the conditions continue to improve. Rain is still falling, although by no means as heavy as it was earlier on in the day. As mentioned, Fabio Di Giannantonio, it felt as if he was heading for the MotoGP scrap heap around about this time last year. And it's like 1 month has completely transformed his career. The podium finish here, which proved to be the catalyst to victory in Qatar, which very nearly followed up with another event here right at the end of the season. And now, from being in a position where in each of the last 2 or 3 years, Fabio Di Giannantonio has been riding for his very future in MotoGP, he now has a factory Ducati contract in his pocket for the next 2 years, and he's going to be the only other rider, along with Pecco Bagnaia and Marc Marquez next year, on factory Ducati GP25 machinery.
Yeah, can you imagine that scenario put to Di Giannantonio at this Australian Grand Prix last year before he took that podium? Don't worry, less than a year away you'll have had a GP25 in your pocket with Bagnaia and Marc Marquez. Just shows, doesn't it, how quickly a rider's fortunes can turn around. Are we going to get some turnaround in the fortunes for the weather forecast here, as once again we see Lorenzo Capirossi? What is it? He's probably nearly done full race distance in that BMW. That's the 27 laps.
Might need to refuel it,
I think. We pick him through the mist and the rain down the Gardner Straight. In a dry MotoGP race, they'll be braking right now into the Duan corner, well over 350 kilometres an hour into the Duan corner. Really good overtaking hotspot this in MotoGP. And then you'll start this wonderful first sector. You go through there, the southern loop, around third gear, 125 kilometres an hour. As Frankie Morbidelli's crew just begin the warm-up on the Prima Pramac Ducati. 8th in 2018 for Morbidelli was the best result of his rookie season in MotoGP. Sadly, for the Italian, there's been no top 10 since then. Got a decent point scoring record though here in Australia, as Frankie points in 6 of his 8 Grand Prix appearances, the best of second in 2016, a classic Moto2 race. Into the Miller corner we go then, which is certainly one of the big overtaking hotspots in Phillip Island. Through what is really a kink at turn 5, then through the rather appropriately named and aptly named Siberia for these tricky conditions. Oh, here we go then. The pit lane will open, so we are hoping and looking forward to some MotoGP action finally here then on what is now Friday afternoon here in Australia.
He's going to put his lunch away.
Yeah, get the rice bowl put away. Maverick Vinales, who's already back in his civvies, is going to have to get dressed up. So in just over 10 minutes time, yeah, everybody now firing into life down in pit lane. So in 10 minutes time, we will finally get, after a very lengthy delay, MotoGP FP1 action here. Pecco Bagnaia, I think he was pretty much ready for a lunch break. I'm not expecting to go out on circuit, but unfortunately, well, fortunately for the Australian fans, unfortunately for us, we will in just 10.5 minutes time. Hopefully, if there's no further deterioration in those next 10 minutes, we will be on track. The Qatar Airways Grand Prix of Australia in MotoGP will finally be underway.
Yeah, the rain is continuing to fall. I guess what's important here is the level of standing water out there, and they clearly feel. And left of your picture, Tommy Alfonso, right of your picture, Lorenzo Capirossi. They're in the best position to judge just what the track conditions are like, whether there is any standing water, and what kind of track conditions await the riders in 10 minutes time.
You can see there Tommy Alfonso with the headset on. He was feeding information back to race direction. So clearly it's really Capirossi. Well, Johan Zarco, the Australian Grand Prix winner of last year, is he happy that we're trying to get underway in about 10 minutes time, or is he just asking Lorenzo Capirossi potentially where the hazards and the pitfalls are out on circuit? So Zarco here having a chat with Lorenzo Capirossi and Tommy Alfonso.
I don't think this is safe.
Yeah, it is a bit confusing.
So Zarco then peels away from the BMW safety car. I wonder if he was just asking where the potential standing water patches are. Jorge Martin just having a little natter with his crew chief Daniele Romagnoli. Both of those two will be staying as a partnership next year, of course, with a different manufacturer over at the factory of Aprilia team. As Tony Congram there, buried underneath the protective raincoats from Erta, having a chat with the Lace Spargo. Doesn't look like a Lace Spargo is very happy, is he, that maybe the action is going to get underway.
I mean, that looked like pretty heavy rain to me in the foreground that was falling in pit lane.
And I don't think the world champion necessarily agrees with this
pit
decision.
lane will open in 8.5 minutes. That doesn't necessarily mean any riders will go out.
Absolutely, it's their choice, isn't it? Luca Marini getting himself limbered up and ready to go. Stretching the muscles, he arrived in Phillip Island as late as he possibly could after the birth of his new daughter, Angelina. He only arrived actually in Cowes on Wednesday night, so I'm sure, like so many of the pilots that went back to Europe after Japan, he'll be riddled with some jet lag. Also getting himself ready for this delayed start to this FP1 session here in Phillip Island. It's Pecco Bagnaia. Through Siberia corner we go then. With the BMW safety car, you can still see the rain spots are falling on the windscreens. Now this will be one of the trickier circuits, the tricky parts of the circuit to negotiate in the rain as you go through the very high speed turn 7 through 8. This is all fourth gear in the dry conditions. Of course it'll be a lot slower in the wet, and then you come over the wonderful Aluki Heights. Alex Rins there. I think Alex Rins having a chat with his crew chief there. Patrick Primer under the beanie hat. I don't think Alex Rins is going to be entertaining heading out of pit lane in what, about 7 or 8 minutes time. Jorge Martin is watching his GP24 Ducati get warmed up.
Yeah, he was sort of shrugging his shoulders there as if to say, I'm not sure these are conditions that I want to be putting my body on the line in at the moment, when you've got a 10-point World Championship lead to try and defend. Certainly does look as if the rain is starting to fall a little bit heavier. Of course, they would have made this decision to open pit lane at 12:25 with the knowledge, surely, of what's coming on the weather radars. But there's plenty of spray and standing water being kicked up there by the BMW safety car, and put 22 MotoGP bikes down that pit straight going at thick end of 200 miles an hour, and visibility will be nigh on zero.
It's not just that, I mean, there are some 4 big fat chunky tyres gripping the road there on a BMW, coming out of that final corner on a MotoGP bike on a Michelin rain tyre, which will do a great job of absorbing and dissipating the water. The spray could be a big issue. Once again there you can see Tommy Alfonso in the BMW safety car just feeding back information on the headset to race direction. We have a further delay. Session has been delayed further, so what we were hoping for, pit lane was due to open in 6 minutes time, but as we feared, the conditions have deteriorated once again here in Phillip Island. It did look like there when we followed and tracked the safety car down the Gardner Straight, it will be pretty tricky to get this session underway. you do wonder at what point we might have to just call this quits for the morning action and what is now the early afternoon action.
Loris having fun.
I was going to say Loris Capirossi at least has just maybe wound down the TC. They're just having a little bit of fun on the exit of Siberia.
Well, I do wonder whether in the end the riders made the decision for race direction here. It certainly looked from the body language from Aleix Espargaro, from Jorge Martin, Pecco Bagnaia. Alex Rins was pretty animated, wasn't he, too? They certainly were giving the kind of body language and the kind of mannerisms down the pit lane that they weren't too keen for a session to get underway at 12:25, which is 5 minutes from now. That now will not start.
And of course, there'll be constant monitoring of the sophisticated weather systems to see whether we're going to get any kind of break in the weather. I'm just going to open once again my not so reliable weather app, and it is still predicting rain for at least the next hour. I'm just going to another look again. Yeah, the rain's extending now until 5 o'clock this afternoon. There is a rider who was always absolutely phenomenal in these very conditions, Chris Vermeulen, the Australian, or down here doing a lot of work for Australian TV as he always does. Chris, who will ever forget that Grand Prix victory in pretty similar conditions at the Bugatti circuit in Le Mans for the factory Suzuki team back in 2007, a former World Supersport champion as well, is Chris Vermeulen. Some rider, wasn't he, back in the day, Chris? Always great to see him on our annual visit to Australia as Davide Tardozzi. I don't think he's ordering up a takeaway meal at the moment for Pecco Bagnaia. I think they're probably looking at their own weather apps. As Jack Miller now is the latest rider to come and have a chat with Loris Capirossi and Tommy Alfonso.
Well, lip reading wasn't particularly special there, so I can't tell you what Jack was saying. Francesco Guidotti is now moving in for a chat as well. Now, I think this is not just a case of what do we do with this session, but it's how do we proceed with the rest of the weekend? Do they potentially extend practice this afternoon, if indeed that runs in conditions anything like this? And of course, there are further knock-on effects, because of course, what happens this afternoon is due to seed the riders through to Q2 tomorrow. Of course, if we don't have a practice session, then we'll be flicking through the rule book. Potentially tomorrow's free practice 2 session in the early part of tomorrow morning might be the session that has to see riders through to qualifying 2. We had that, of course, in Qatar, the very first round of the season, when it rained on the Friday night and they swapped the sessions around and essentially ran the Friday afternoon or evening session as it was there as a free practice.
There are, of course, potential serious ramifications for the entire weekend programme, with Michelin fearing these conditions were going to seriously disrupt their hopes of getting a lot of dry track time here to assess the new surface on their revised tyre allocation. I mean, we were fearing the prospect, which is a realistic prospect potentially, of both Friday and Saturday being heavily disrupted by rain and strong winds. It's not a given if it's dry here in Philippine that we will be able to have sessions running as planned, because if the wind does howl in from the nearby Bass Strait, then we saw last year in Moto 2 red flags come out. So this is something for race control and the organisers here in Australia to be factoring in for the remainder of the entire weekend. Aleix Espargaro, also now another rider that has come over to have a little chat with Loris Capirossi and Tommy Alfonso. Now Alex Rins joins that particular club as well.
So they're all
Loris just having a bit of a smile there with Alex Rins. I think this is just basically everybody saying where are the most sort of perilous parts of this 4.4 kilometre Phillip Island circuit. Marc Marquez looking on, world champion Pecco Bagnaia once again peels out of the factory Ducati garage. He's just going to dive for cover under the Ducati canopy there. But at the moment,
maybe he's going to go over and sign some caps and take some selfies again, like he did on the Sunday here last year when the sprint didn't happen. At least he's giving the fans a wave, those that are still patiently waiting for some MotoGP action. Of course, they have seen a Moto 3 and a Moto 2 session this morning. The main event still yet to get underway.
That fan there, we know who they're shouting for. My lip reading was very good on that one. They're screaming the name of Pecco. Yeah, number 1 on the cap as well. I'm sure if he could do, he would be going over there to engage with the fans. He was one of the riders last year that went over and signed some autographs after the abandonment of the Sunday action when we didn't get, unfortunately, the sprint underway here in Phillip Island.
Safety car's gone back out onto the circuit.
Bagnaia, I guess, is waiting
see?
with the rest of us for some further information. We're going to try this again as Loris and Tomé head for another lap. Not quite sure what more they can really learn from a further lap. All we're getting is further rain landing on this racetrack, so conditions aren't exactly going to be getting any better. So just wiping the mist from our commentary box window again. It once again appears to have perhaps eased off a touch. The weather is tantalisingly playing games with us at the moment.
Well, at least Marco Bezzecchi can finish his lunch. Marco's got the bowl of food back in hand, and he can tuck into, I'm sure, what was a very tasty lunch there inside the Pertamina Enduro VR46 garage. Francesco Guidotti there, then replicating Factory Racing boss in deep discussion with Gino Borsoy, of course, boss of Prima Pramac Ducati. Davide Todozzi, as always, right in the thick of it, as well. Jorge Martin also having a chat as they are obviously maybe getting heads together here just to sort of say the race direction. Maybe it's the time just to sort of call it quits on this one. Unfortunately, we've tried our very best. We've played patient, waiting for a break in the weather as Pablo Nieto, Marco Bezzecchi and Fabio Di Giannantonio's team boss having a chat there with Aspar Moto3 and Moto2 team manager Nico Carroll, who I'm sure has done a lot of celebrating, a lot of media engagement in the last couple of weeks after his superstar in the making, David Alonso, was crowned Moto3 world champion at that Japanese Grand Prix in Motegi. That was by the Colombian, winning the Moto3 Championship in the best possible fashion, doing it in style from the top step of the podium. Still plenty to fight for Alonso over the coming Grand Prix, as he looks to be the most successful lightweight championship rider in history in terms of race wins. 10 wins so far for the Colombian, as once again the BMW safety car with Loris Capirossi and Tomé Alfonso on board as another circuit of Phillip Island to see if there's been any improvement in the last couple of minutes or so since they were last out on track. Let's just follow them down the Garden Straight, because this is where it looked like there was some issues with standing water. You can get an indication of just how heavy the rain is. The windscreen wipers there in full swing through the grey and blue.
Emilio's put the pitboard out.
Emilio's got a pitboard out for Loris Capirossi. Brilliant. He's a cracking little character, isn't he? Emilio. At least he's seeing the bright side.
Is he timing him as well?
Oh, brilliant, Andrea. Absolutely loving that from Big Mig.
He's borrowed a pitboard from Ivan Ortola and MT Helmets MSI there to put the info out to Loris.
Pick it up, pick up the pace.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, faster. Come on, try and push
just to his right as well.
Safety car now.
Loris Capirossi was pretty handy around the Phillip Island circuit back in the day.
Gigi Dell'Igna has come onto the board
now
World
Championship. I've got to just double check the record books, but
he's getting a ride through now, is Loris?
This is Ortola.
Superb.
Yeah, Fabio Di Giannantonio is helping with the messages now for Loris and for Tomé.
Yeah, that's Ivan Ortola in the Moto2.
Well, at least they've not lost their sense of humour. Thankfully, neither have we in the comedy boxes. And once again, Loris Capirossi decides to have a bit of a play in the BMW.
65
ride through. Love it, boys. Love it. Absolutely brilliant. Let's hope that Loris sees it as well.
Irresponsible driving, is that what we're going to term this as?
What they should have done, they should have given him a long lap and then see if he did come through the long lap, and if he didn't, give him a double long lap.
There's the ride through.
Ride through penalty coming in then for number 65, Loris Capirossi.
Yeah, let's see if he sees it. Well, we're riding on board here with Loris and with Tomé. He's got a close eye on the conditions. He's, I think, coming round MG. Here he is. He's down at the bottom of the hill, so he's got a couple of corners to go now. Turn 11 to come before the final turn 12. And Fabio Di Giannantonio, my God, is waiting excitedly to see what kind of reaction we get from Loris.
Let's just hope Race Rex have told him to carry on. Yeah, you keep going. Thankfully, Loris has come past the pit lane entry. So out of the final corner, Powers Loris Capirossi, former 125 and 250cc world champion, 65. He's seen it. Absolutely brilliant.
As he tries to
I love it. Absolutely love it. That's the way to keep us entertained on a very grey and gloomy Friday. Right, now give him a long lap now and see if he does come through the long lap penalty.
Going through the full repertoire of messages here for Loris Capirossi, Fabio Di Giannantonio. Well, he would rather be out there on track, but at least that's put a smile on his face.
Thanks to Andrea Migno as well, putting a smile on our faces as well. Great stuff. Of course, Andrea Migno, he's very heavily involved still with the VR46 Academy. No longer as a full-time rider, unfortunately. Moto3 Grand Prix winner, isn't he, Andrea Migno? He very much still an integral part of the VR46 Academy, working as kind of a rider coach and a spotter for Marco Bezzecchi and Fabio Di Giannantonio. So, is he going to come in then?
Yeah, fake.
Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, beautiful. That's nice.
No, he's just having fun with us now.
He is now, yeah.
Loris really is.
So this session was due to get underway, what, an hour and 3/4 ago? Around about 10:45 this morning here in Phillip Island. And at 12:30, we are still awaiting, hopefully, the first MotoGP track action of the weekend. Of course, the rescheduled start time passed 5 minutes ago. We are now eating into the afternoon's programme with the Moto3 session. Practice 1, as it is, was due to get underway in around about 45 minutes from now. That, surely, is unlikely to go ahead on time. As the rear steps out again on the BMW safety car.
Is he going to do his ride-through?
Loris Capirossi now getting set to come up pit lane, as he's been instructed to by Andrea Migno,
is he going
the stand-in steward.
Is he going to do his ride-through penalty? Yes, he is. He's being a good boy, isn't he, old Loris? Well done. Into pit lane he goes.
Black flag if he doesn't come in.
Well, exactly.
This is down into Nuki Heights.
So down into turn 10 he goes. There's been a fair few dramatic incidents down the ears there in Phillip Island. And there he goes, enjoying himself, having a bit of fun out on what is a very soggy Phillip Island circuit here. We were hoping, of course, for the riders to assess and get their first experience of this new Phillip Island surface, but the weather has paid to that, as Jorge Martin, now the latest rider to grill and quiz Tommy Alfonso and Loris Capirossi.
So Loris Capirossi watching on.
What are we thinking?
Being taught to say, look,
yeah, I don't think they're discussing lunch plans, are they? As Jorge Martin, of course, they'll be conversing in Spanish.
Oh, there comes Davide Tardotti.
So I guess whoever can understand Spanish back at home will be able to understand what they said. Clearly, a bit of laughter there from Jorge Martin. So it's clearly still the funny side of whatever he was told. And Davide Tardotti, I think, is perhaps laying down the law here to Loris Capirossi. I think, for better or for worse, a decision needs to be made here.
At 5:30 at Pino's Italian.
Yeah, I think Davide Tardotti, with
what's going on.
The face of thunder, a bit like the weather conditions,
shades of Nürburgring, isn't it?
A bit of a stomp there, wasn't there, as well? I think Davide's body language there made it quite clear what he thinks. Let's go down though and hear the directing horse's match, Loris Capirossi, who is with Simon.
He is. Loris, can you tell us what conditions are like out there and what you think will happen from here?
Session cancelled.
Yeah, well, the problem is the track is soon as the rain coming light is coming good, but the problem is start again to rain a lot, and we have some aquaplane during the track. Is better to wait, until the rain stopping.
1 hour 48 minutes and 12 seconds.
Yeah, thanks very much, Simon. Thanks to Loris Capirossi. So,
right, now this gets confusing because we've got 45 minutes until
are we going to get any imminent track action here?
No, we're not.
In Phillip Island. No, the session has been cancelled. It has just popped up, as you can see on screens. It has been called then. Conditions, unfortunately, no significant improvement in the very near future. So we are sad to report, of course, this was always a last resort scenario, but having carried out several inspections of this Phillip Island circuit, the session has been cancelled due to the inclement weather, track conditions not safe enough for that 45-minute FP1 session to get underway. Of course, that will have a significant knock-on effect for the remainder of our Friday action here in Phillip Island. As soon as we have any indication of what will be a revised schedule. Well, we'll bring you that either on the live broadcast or certainly keep a very close eye on our social media channels and on MotoGP.com, because as soon as we have any information on how the rest of the day will pan out here in Phillip Island, we will of course bring it to you in due course.
And that all feels dependent on the evolution of the weather conditions here. Of course, the radars that we saw on the screen behind Jorge Martin around about 20 minutes ago did not necessarily spell good news, but as we get ready to head off air, unfortunately, no MotoGP action to bring you this morning.
Yeah, we're going to be off air in about 20 seconds time, so unfortunately no FP1 action here in the Australian Grand Prix at Phillip Island. Keep abreast of all of our social media channels and MotoGP.com for further updates and hopefully some afternoon action later on here in Phillip Island, but we will see you hopefully on track very shortly in Australia.
Oh, they've signed off. Oh, well, that was... We all go. We all go. We all go. So all we've got then is session cancelled due to track conditions as we look... Oh, there's a look at the scene, Megan.
It took away.
Information from you? That's going to get worse, isn't it?
That ain't good.
No, there's a lot of mist.
That wave, that ain't good.
Okay. Well, this is the point where Phillip Island is. It's right on the centre of the circuit. So
that means the wind's picked up.
Well, you can see on that weather map, can't you? How worse it's getting. It's akin to a lightning storm that we've got going on here right now. Oh, and they've just turned off the stream as well from their side of things, as I believe. Yes, they have. 2 hours they want to. Well, so we. Okay, Megan, closing thoughts from you then in this session?
I'm not liking the look of their weather.
Well, in about 2.5 hours, the next session should get underway at 5 o'clock UK time. You can join us for all that here on JB Motorsports. Sorry we couldn't bring you the first practice that you wanted, but the rain's got the better of us. The first session has been cancelled. We'll see you later on for all of the action here from Phillip Island for the MotoGP Australian Grand Prix. The first session did not happen. We'll see you for a practice hour, hopefully in a couple of hours. Take care. Go get some sleep. Bye-bye.